Welcome to Tops and Bottoms, episode number 5. This is a show where one person, the top, presents a topic to the filthy bottoms, and we just discuss it. Eddie, since you have a topic today, you are the top. What is your topic,
Give it to us.
So my topic
real good.
Came to me when we were recording the last podcast. I made a joke early on that we were just gonna react to like cow chop videos.
That's right.
Yeah.
I do remember that Miguel wanted to give you a timeout.
Yeah,
I think that was Miguel's exact phrase.
It's good that you're sitting on that side of the table because you're not close to my
Your computer.
my computer.
Your fist?
Yeah. My fist. Yeah.
So it kind of got me thinking like about the way I guess I'm gonna focus more on like YouTube content.
Mhm.
Okay.
And, like because at least for me, I feel like I'm very easily like influenced by certain things, or like I started to notice like because I've been watching a lot of like cow chop recently. I keep plugging them. I want them to notice me.
Subscribe, like, comment, subscribe to Couch Chop.
Jesus Christ.
Who cares about Young Broken Board?
Exactly.
I've been noticing like
It's all a sham.
I'll kind of like pick up their mannerisms or kind of like their sense of humor a little bit.
Mhm.
I mean, I like it, so that's why I kind of like emulate it without thinking about it. But I don't know. I wanted to get like kind of your guys' opinion, like whether that's like I feel like maybe a lot of people do that. Like I feel a lot of people do that with their friends. Like we'll kind of adopt each other's mannerisms just because we spend so much time with each other and like fucking each other and stuff like that.
Oh, of course.
But I don't know what you guys like feel about that. Like if it's with YouTube in general, like since we do content, do you think it's a bad thing that like we're kind of influenced, or we might unintentionally, I don't know if like plagiarize is the right word, but kind of maybe make similar jokes as like other content creators that we admire or we like to follow? I don't know what thoughts you guys have on that kind of stuff. To me, I'm a little worried that like I'll do it too much or something.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
And I guess we're just going down the line here. So
Yeah.
yeah, well, that is a really interesting topic you bring up because I have actually had that thought before.
Yeah.
And let me just take off this so my brain can expand.
It's getting serious now.
Yeah, that's right. So like me myself, I am also like very influenced by like specific content creators. I do adopt their mannerisms, the exact same things that
Yeah.
you said, and like I agree with the whole friend thing. But I don't see it as a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like as long as you're not trying like consciously stealing like material from your influences.
Yeah.
But if you're kind of like doing it in the style of them, I don't find that like
You think
bad.
it's permissible?
I think it's permissible. Yeah, like for like me personally, like my sense of humor is very much influenced by Filthy Frank or Oni and G. Those
Yeah.
kind of. Red Letter Media is also a really big influence for
Every
me.
time.
Red Letter Media, dude.
You really like
really
them.
underrated.
Just getting the word out there.
Yeah, that's my cow chop.
Okay.
So I guess and if people do point it out, usually like sometimes I have made some jokes that are very similar to like those content creators, and people have pointed them out, but they never accuse me of stealing.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know what you guys think of the matter. If you think I'm a dirty plagiarist, you can let me know and I'll stop. But
You're a dirty plagiarist.
Do you like?
you're not the comments.
Oh.
I mean, have you had a commenter like say something like, "Oh, that reminds me of this person," or like they say like, "Oh, was that a joke?" Like, kind of a nod to them and like be like, "Oh yeah, I mean, I really like their content." Or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Like,
You've had those moments before.
mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always feel like it makes me feel like unoriginal, or like I can't come up with my own jokes. But it's like I don't know about you guys. I binge a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
Like I'll just constantly like right now. Before I was watching a lot of Funhouse, and now I'm watching a lot of Cow Chop. So I'm just like constantly watching the content, and I get worried. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna end up like subconsciously just copying them,
Right.
or making
Right.
similar jokes or things like that.
Yeah.
But I
and-
mean, I
yeah.
guess like what you said, it's if you're just not necessarily like consciously copying their stuff and trying to use that and brand it as your own, but if you're kind of, I guess it's okay if you're, I mean, maybe when you're making a nod to someone, maybe that's okay. At least. Yeah.
And I think the beautiful thing about that is that when you're influenced by like several content creators, like that funnels into what you make. Like different influences like funnels into basically you.
Yeah.
And then like that kind of creates a new thing. like this new thing is a combination of cow chop and fucking rooster teeth, like
Yeah.
all of that is mixed into what you produce. And then when someone else comes along and they like your content, they're influenced by those mix of influences, and then the cycle continues. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's like how original content gets produced. Original content, like purely original content, doesn't exist. Let's make that clear.
No, for sure.
Yeah, like
I mean, we're original as fuck, dude.
I'm
except us.
gonna blow your mind right now.
No.
you
don't
know
like
it blew
it.
my mind, dude.
Okay.
I don't like this.
Because the idea for this show I got from the Kind of Funny guys, because they're
Oh yeah, YBB exposed.
Exactly.
But I came up with the name.
Yeah, you did. No, I like the name. The name,
I
the
love
name
the
was
name.
you. But
I
the
love the name.
the concept of the show is really kind of based off of their podcast, which is there are 4 guys in the podcast, and each one of them presents a topic they're going to talk about in the podcast, and that's kind of how they start talking about random shit, but specifically whatever topic they bring up. And I mean, it's safe to say that I am influenced by them because I brought that idea into our show, not necessarily in a longer form content, but in this kind of topic discussion podcast, just because I feel it's interesting to me, at least. Discussion-based content, I feel is really interesting. So that's kind of why I brought it into our own channel. So that's an example of how I'm pretty much copying people. Just like straight up ripping their content off.
You fucking bastard.
but
I had no idea.
But here's the thing. Yeah. But
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah. But here's the thing though. It's like as long as you're like the idea can be, like a similar concept to a pre-established thing, but if you're doing something like original and new with it,
yeah,
I think that's fine.
Yeah, and then that's kind of the idea of this being a standalone show, is that I don't want to kind of integrate that whole format into our podcast, because our podcast exists in a very specific way on its own, pretty much like regular podcasts do. But I did like the idea of breaking down a topic like we're doing now. So that's why I kind of brought it into what we make on our own content on YouTube. But I mean, kind of to answer the general point of the original topic, is I'm very influenced by other people's content, specifically on YouTube, because I brought it here to our own channel, and I mean, I like it for a reason. So I want to not necessarily emulate it, but I want to. Well, I guess I want to emulate it. I want to create content that's similar to theirs, because I find it funny. So I hope other people can find it funny as well.
You guys,
that's right.
You guys ever heard of Scarce? Scarce?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
That reference from right over my head.
He pretty much does. He does like not gossip news, but he does like YouTube news specifically.
He's basically like a more mild-mannered Keemstar.
Yeah,
but I do bring him up because I kind of I'm curious as to whether you say discussion-based content is interesting, and many people think so. I think a vast majority of YouTube content nowadays is discussion-based.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, it's like if that's gonna continue like forever and ever and ever. You see what I mean? Like it's gonna influence future content creators to create discussion-based content. There's gonna be millions of channels where it's just 3 guys on a table talking about things.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Twitch is it's like a good example of people kind of emulating each other's style and aesthetic. Especially, and this just has to do with kind of how the platform works, is that people really like to kind of like I do this on my stream too. Is like they like to show the follower or donator's name on screen, and that's a popular thing all Twitch streamers do.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. I mean, it gets people to follow and donate because they want to see their name on screen, and they want to get that shout out.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, something that they've been influenced by other Twitch streamers, because they see this trend that begins to happen. I think that's how it is with YouTube too. Trends.
Oh, definitely.
Trends happen, and then different YouTubers want to start making that same content.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of how influence works. Really, is that some people start doing something, other content creators see that it works, and then they try to do the same thing. If maybe do like a twist on it. Maybe that's where original content comes.
Or
like,
exactly. I guess in like Let's Plays, for example.
Yeah,
they're all
yeah.
essentially doing the same thing, but like they're bringing their personality that makes it
exactly
that much more different.
Yeah.
So okay.
I think I told the story before to you guys like off camera, but like in college, Jorge Gutierrez, the creator of Book of Life, came to do a lecture, and he said, so, that's where the term remix culture like comes from. Well, in my mind, because that's what he said. It's like their original ideas don't exist anymore. We've gotten to a point where original ideas, like all the truly original ideas, have been exhausted.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
now all we can do is just take those ideas and just like assemble them like Legos and then create, something new, something different.
So was he saying that like in a way like, so don't like relax if you feel like you're making something unoriginal or something like that? Or
I think that was his point.
Do you think that kind of scares people from making content? Like, oh, it's not original, so I'm not gonna put it out there.
I think so. I feel like that
scared
would
me.
Yeah.
That definitely scared me.
unmotivate me, or like I'd be hesitant to put something else like I feel like that's been done already, or
Like this is a funny story. Like I remember I think back in middle school or something, like I like to create these characters, right? Like I would draw them, I would create personalities for them, and I would write the story, and I had a story in mind, and I had like ambition to make like this webcomic that would get popular and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
That never happened.
Wait, did you make One Punch Man?
Yeah. This is the story.
Yeah, this is exposed. I'm one. Well, yeah. The thing was though, it's like later down the line that like I had come up with this story that when I looked back on it, it was basically Evangelion.
Oh, there you go.
And I was like,
Were you watching Evangelion? At the
No,
time?
I didn't. I never watched Evangelion before coming up with the story because my story was that it would be about a girl, a girl that obtains like the special item from her scientist father, but her father was very like abusive towards her and like kind of like forced this technology on her.
Yeah.
And then she would, this thing would give her superpowers. Like it would give her like a cool armor and stuff like that. And I drew up the armor, and I thought it was the fucking most original idea ever. And then like my idea was that it would start off as like kind of like a typical superhero action story, but toward the end it would become apocalyptic. There would be like more supernatural, like maybe demons would get involved. And it would, that's basically Evangelion when I think about it. And that really like kind of killed it.
Yeah.
It kind of killed me making stories,
Right.
crafting stories, because I really did spend a lot of time crafting that story. And just
I mean, that sounds cool. If that was an anime, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, man. Maybe I'll get back. Maybe I'll get back to it and make it a little less like Ava.
Do it.
Yeah.
And that's when kind of influence becomes a negative thing, is when you try to be too much like someone else. You try to emulate their content to an extent where it's like it's not even you streaming. You're just trying to be this person.
Yeah.
I think that's where it can get into kind of get in the way of your own content creation. That's like you kind of exploring what you can make on your own instead of just straight up trying to copy.
Like, that also can limit your creativity.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Like if you're limiting yourself to one influence and trying to be that influence, that limits yourself too.
Yeah.
I wonder. We were saying the creator of Book of Life. He said, we reached a point where it's like just remix culture or whatever. I wonder what was the point where we were like, because most people are pretty confident, like, there's no original ideas anymore.
Yeah.
I wonder when we got to that point where it's like we've had pretty much every idea we could ever possibly have.
I think it's just like it was like an unconscious thing. You know what I mean? It's like it just like what I was telling about my story is that I unintentionally created a story that existed. And I think that's the basic point. It's like people can think that they're original, but it's been done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess the takeaway here is like don't be afraid to be unoriginal. Just like create.
Yeah, and don't think being influenced by creators is a bad thing either.
Yeah. But do not steal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do not steal.
That's a whole different thing.
It's related though. It's like if you're making a conscious effort to like take something, don't do that.
Yeah.
Or you're a piece of shit.
Exactly. Honestly, yeah.
Because I don't think influence is a bad thing, because you can grow that out into being your own thing for sure. So yeah, don't be limited by your own self doubts like that. I think that's a good piece of advice.
Just go out there and create.
And thank you for joining us on episode 5 of Tops and Bottoms. Jesus Christ, I need to sneeze.
Do it in the mic.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We'll clone you later.
Oh yeah.
Jesus. If as always, if you want to submit a topic for Tops and Bottoms, tweet at us using the hashtag Tops and Bottoms.
Hashtag, right?
There you go. There you go. Or leave your suggestions in the comment section down below as well.
Hash browns, man.
Oh boy.
And as always, don't forget to follow our Twitter page, twitter.com/YoungbrookBoard. And don't forget to follow our individual Twitter pages. I am,
and at the Great Bigs.
and Eddie still hasn't made one yet. until you make it, I'm not gonna give you shit. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/YoungBrookBoard.
I'm just gonna make it so I can get free stuff.
That's fine.
Fuck that subscribe button.
There, like, comment, and
And fuck that subscribe button.
we'll catch you guys on the next video.
Bye.